evening and welcome to the evening news for today, Monday, July 18, 2022. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for tuning in. Now let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. Guyana's first 3D printed house to take center stage at International Building Expo this weekend. TEIXEIRA writes PAC chair to halt combined scrutiny of 2019-2020 audit reports. Young Goldsmith dies in Region 2 accident. 300 million hardware complex opens at ENMORE, and EXXONMOBIL seeking environmental approval for 35 exploration wells. Now for the news in detail. Guyanese will witness for the first time in the country's history a 3D printed house built in accordance to international standards at the upcoming International Building Expo, billed for this weekend at the Providence National Stadium. Amar Prasad tells us more.
Guyana's International Building Expo returns on July 22 at the National Stadium tarmac, Providence, and will last until July 24. During the event, patrons will get to witness live the first 3D printing of a house in the country. During a recent walkthrough of the venue, Minister within the Ministry of Housing, Susan Rodriguez, expressed that this activity will take the center stage.
During the opening ceremony, the machine and the technology will be on display at intervals during the 3-day of the expo, because one of our model houses, so that's what's in the machine right now. The design that will be printed here is our Ministry of Housing 600 square foot low income model. So the machine it's a simple process where you have the blueprint and you put that chip into the machine, and the machine automatically is programmed to print out that particular house. So that house will be constructed here, or as we say in the term now, printed, using this technology over the 3 days that the public will be here, and we will treat them, of course, to this technology, and they'll have a chance to witness it firsthand.
The house will be printed by Black Buffalo 3D, which is a foreign company that provides large-scale 3D construction printers and specializes in the printing of 3D homes. The model that will be produced at the expo can be printed in a 15 hours period if the printer runs continuously. However, it will be done at intervals during the 3 days period of the expo so that everyone attending will have a chance to witness this technology. Minister Rodriguez highlighted that the 3D printed homes are slightly more costly, but posited that the quality of these homes is much more durable and can withstand an impressive amount of force.
This model here, the 3D technology, it is international standards that we're talking about. International standards in terms of the PSI of the concrete, the strength of the concrete. This technology costs a little bit more, but when you think about the overall factors, like the time saving, the cost that you would save on human resources, on labor and so on, it balances out. And so this machine, it is my assumption that this machine will do more than just be a part of the housing sector. I anticipate we're going to have to get more of this in the country.
The minister also noted that the government is excited for the next innovative project, which is the use of recycled waste to make building materials to construct houses for local consumption.
This is another technology that we are very, very excited about. And as I was just saying to Alfonso here, I said, I'm more excited about getting the manufacturing here, getting the plant here, for a number of reasons. The obvious reasons are it creates jobs, and we can ensure that the company stays here and transfers the knowledge of the technology and so on. So we can continue using this not only in the housing sector but in other sectors, in construction generally. But the other reason, of course, is that it's 100% recycled material.
For the evening news, Amar Prasad.
Justice Navindra Singh has fixed September 12 for the commencement of trial in the challenge to the passage of the Natural Resource Fund Act. Here is Amar Prasad again with the details.
The legal action was filed in April by Opposition Chief Whip Christopher Jones and trade unionist Norris Witter. They argued that due to the absence of the parliamentary mace, the most significant symbol in the National Assembly, and some APNU AFC members not seated, the NRF Act cannot be regarded as being lawfully passed. Attorney General INT'L has since said he does not anticipate the trial to be lengthy because the issues are very clear. On the night of December 29, 2021, members of the APNU AFC had dislodged the mace from its position at the House Clerk's desk in an attempt to prevent the Natural Resource Fund bill from being passed. At one point, the Speaker's personal assistant was seen latching onto the mace while lying on the floor in an attempt to secure it, while opposition parliamentarians stood by hurling racial slurs and taunts at him. Despite the opposition's protests and its mounting calls for the bill to be sent to a special select committee, the government went ahead and passed it. INT'L contended that the challenge is an abuse of the court process and without any legal basis. According to him, there is no principle known to the law, neither does the Constitution of Guyana, nor the standing orders of the National Assembly require that the mace must be present and in place for Parliament to exercise its constitutional power to make laws. Meanwhile, the Parliamentary Committee of Privileges has recommended the suspension of 8, a Partnership for National Unity Alliance for Change members of Parliament who participated in the infamous mace grab. For the evening news, Amar Prasad.
Government Chief Whip Gail Teixeira is calling on the opposition-chaired Public Accounts Committee to halt the combined examination of the annual audit reports for the years 2019 and 2020, a period during which the coalition was operating a caretaker government. Gerald Bryan reports.
Minister of Governance and Parliamentary Affairs Gail Teixeira wrote PAC Chairman Jermaine Figueira and members of the committee Friday last. In her letter, Teixeira explained that the 2019 and 2020 fiscal years needed greater scrutiny than the rest. This is despite the fact that the then APNU-AFC government was operating despite a no-confidence motion being passed against it. As such, Teixeira in her letter called for the 2019 and 2020 Auditor General reports to be examined separately rather than combining them. She calls spending during those years as aberrations that were unconstitutional and not meeting the statutory requirements for spending public funds. This newscast spoke to Figueira after today's statutory meeting of the PAC had to be adjourned because of a lack of a quorum. Figueira pointed to the absence of the government members of the PAC as one reason why the committee's work must be expedited.
As recent as the 14th, Gail wrote a letter suggesting to the PAC that they shouldn't give consideration for us combining the years 2019 and 2020. This has been occurring for several chairmans past. Even when Gail was a member of the Public Accounts Committee on the car grenade, there was merger of different years. The Public Accounts Committee isn't concerned about no confidence motion and GCOM not holding elections. We deal primarily with the findings of the Auditor General's report. And we are saying the fact of the matter is we are way behind in the work of the Public Accounts Committee, and that is why the decisions would have been made for us to merge years. Under Ifran Ali, as chairman, we would have merged 2014, 2015, and 2016. These are things that we do on a consistent basis because there's a backlog of work to be done, and this is a sensible approach to get the work of the Public Accounts Committee up to date with present day.
He therefore rebuffed Teixeira's letter. Figueira was supported in this stance by fellow opposition PAC members Jurita Finance and Ganesh Maipal. Gerald Bryan, The Evening News.
The billions being spent by the government on infrastructural projects has been described by the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industry President Timothy Tucker as a shot in the arm for the private sector that is integral to economic growth. Rupasina Ryan tells us more.
During a recent appearance on GlobeSpan, GCCI President Timothy Tucker spoke on how the Chamber supports any government in power that is doing its job and facilitating the growth of the private sector. He noted that in the case of the incumbent People's Progressive Party civic government, their spending on much-needed infrastructure is necessary.
We believe in a real growth. We believe that, infrastructure growth, the spending that the government is undertaking in infrastructure is a shot in the arm for the private sector. It's boosting the economy tremendously, and it's growing businesses and creating a lot of entrepreneurs.
He also noted other areas where government policies have positively impacted the private sector, such as with local content. According to Tucker, the private sector had been lobbying for local content laws for years.
We have been lobbying. We've lobbied since 2017, we started to lobby for local content because we believe local content was one of the things that would really help, you should say, give an adrenaline shot to the private sector and give us the chance to get to participate in an industry that we had no clue about. And then after that, of course, we are lobbying presently for better access to finance. So that's something high on our agenda. Trade barriers we've been fighting for because we believe the removal of the non-tariff barriers is important when it comes to boosting the farmers. Of course, at the current costs of electricity, that's why you don't have a lot of value added.
Tucker noted that once more markets are available, agricultural production can be boosted by the demand. This means when the cost of electricity is lowered, as is the government's intention with the various projects coming on stream, including the Amila Falls Hydropower Project and the Gas to Shore Project, manufacturing can be boosted with the very supplies. Agricultural production is intricately linked to access to market and trade barriers. Tucker noted that the signing of the MOU between Guyana and Trinidad is promising because it includes many of the things that the private sector itself has been calling for.
Lorenzo Hendricks, a 25-year-old goldsmith, is now dead following an accident in Region 2. The incident occurred at around 4 hours today in Hampton Court, Essequibo Coast. Reports are that the man lost control of his motor car and crashed into a trench. This newscast understands that the young man was consuming alcohol prior to getting behind the wheel. Reports are that Hendricks was negotiating a left bend when he reportedly drove into a small pothole on the road, lost control of the vehicle, and ended up in a nearby trench. He was taken out of the vehicle in an unconscious condition. The man was placed into another vehicle and transported to the Sadi Public Hospital, where he was admitted and placed on treatment, but minutes after, he succumbed to his injuries at the said hospital. We now tell you that a 56-year-old man died in an accident on Sunday morning while he was seated in the tray of a motor pickup that was allegedly speeding at Onderneming in Region 2. Dead is 56-year-old Lincoln Moore, known as Rock, a security officer of Sandpit, Onderneming. The accident occurred at around 7 hours and involved a motor pickup GJJ 8947, which was driven by a 36-year-old man of Perseverance. It was reported that the motor pickup was proceeding east on the Onderneming Road at a fast rate of speed when the driver alleged that Moore was seated in the tray of the motor pickup, and upon passing a steel bar at the toll gate, which is fitted across the Onderneming Sandpit Road, he heard an impact from the rear of his vehicle. The driver told police that he immediately stopped his vehicle and exited, and there he saw Moore lying motionlessly in the tray of the vehicle, bleeding from his head. He said he picked up the man and drove to the Sadi Public Hospital, where Moore was pronounced dead on arrival. Moore's body was placed in the hospital's mortuary, awaiting a post-mortem examination. Following the incident, the driver of the motor pickup was arrested and was taken in police custody, assisting with the investigation. Coming up, Guyana building capacity to detect monkeypox, says Health Minister, and major interest shown for a consultant to manage gas to shore construction, says Barrett. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
Sunshine snacks, cheese balls, grab a sunshine, double cheese balls. We a crunch on a cheese ball, daddy little pick, double cheese balls. Sunshine snacks, cheese balls, grab a sunshine snack, cheese balls, stuff cheese in every bite, flavor in every crunch. Extra cheese in me love it so much, love cheese in every bite. Grab a sunshine, double cheese balls. We a crunch on a cheese ball, daddy little pick, double cheese balls. Sunshine snacks, cheese balls.
Grab a Sunshine Snacks Cheese Puffs today. More cheese, more
Your child needs nutrients every day. Enfagrow has DHA and iron, which supports your child's mental development. Enfagrow has components which cow's milk does not contain. Support your toddler's growth and complement their diet with Enfagrow. Let's fuel the wonder.
This product is not intended to be a substitute for breast milk. Mental development depends on various factors such as stimulation and adequate nutrition. Commercial cow's milk does not contain DHA but contains calcium and other nutrients.
involved in a violent relationship and feeling hopeless? Does your partner shout at you, call you names, or hit you? Does your partner tell you where to go, who you can talk to, and how long you can stay out? Do you require your partner's approval on what you can wear? Does your partner keep money from you or takes your money? You are not alone. The National Coordinating Coalition is here to help. Call us on 628-7833 or 637-3319. We offer counseling, health support, and legal guidance to help you move forward. Our services are free and available for all migrants, Guyanese, men and women. Gender-based violence affects not only those who are abused and controlled, but hurts our families and communities. It hurts us all. Together, we can work to end it. A message from NGO National Coordinating Coalition and made possible by the support of the American people through the United States Agency for International Development, USAID.
The International Monetary Fund has thrown its support behind Guyana's plans to bring down electricity costs through the landmark Gas-to-Energy project. This project is being supported by EXXONMOBIL and is expected to bring great relief to the people of Guyana through a massive reduction in electricity costs.
Your child needs nutrients every day. ENFOGROW has DHA and iron, which supports your child's mental development. ENFOGROW has components which cow's milk does not contain. Support your toddler's growth and complement their diet with ENFOGROW. Let's fuel the wonder.
This product is not intended to be a substitute for breast milk. Mental development depends on various factors such as stimulation and adequate nutrition. Commercial cow's milk does not contain DHA but contains calcium and other nutrients.
Are you looking for men's suits for that wedding, prom, or special party? Or maybe you need to update your wardrobe with a modern fit or a new color for work? Search no more, because John Lewis Styles is the perfect men's suit store. Come see us on Waterloo Street, and our friendly staff will help you choose the perfect size, color, and fit. Complement that suit with a stunning shirt and tie, matching bow tie and suspenders, cufflinks, or even a pair of shiny dress shoes. You will love the way you look. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Complete control of power is in your hands with the ultimate U.S. brand Generac generators from Sylvie's Variety Store. Get the supply and reliability you need every time. From 1,800 to 8,000 watts of power for residential and commercial use. Recoil and electric start with gasoline engines. Generac generators from the authorized dealers Sylvie's Variety Store.
Welcome back. You're watching the Evening News. Rupacina Ryan joins us now to report that overseas training has been activated to complement Guyana's current capacity to detect monkeypox, as authorities remain on high alert to counter any cases coming into the country. Here is more.
Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony has assured that monitoring for monkeypox has been continuing. Recently, reports surfaced that Barbados reported its first case, while Jamaica had announced the presence of the disease earlier this month. The Chief Medical Officer would have issued instructions to doctors in the system to keep on high alert for signs that might be indicative of monkeypox and the steps to be taken in keeping with procedures.
We have sent out this advisory to our doctors probably for more than a month now, and we keep checking and monitoring, so once we get information we can act upon it. While we have done that, sent out advisory trying to educate people pertaining to monkeypox, we have also spent some time training our medical personnel. So we have sent 2 persons from the National Public Health Reference Lab for training.
Guyana has been building its capacity to detect monkeypox using PCR machines and other skill sets to complement the current resource at the National Public Health Reference Laboratory.
This would help us if we have a probable case, that we will be able to do the laboratory confirmation of the case. We have also been working to do some CMEs for doctors, and very shortly we'll be doing a CME to get medical doctors to understand the signs and symptoms of monkeypox.
The health minister has clarified that not every rash is a sign of monkeypox. The clinicians would differentiate the type of infection after examination. Rupa Sinarayan, The Evening News.
We now tell you that after years of hard work, a businessman has finally opened a multi-million-dollar hardware shopping complex at ENMORE, a move which is seen as critical in servicing the east coast of Demerara corridor amid the current construction boom in the country. Shane Marks has the details.
After 36 months of construction, the Imran Ali shopping complex, a over $300 million hardware and variety store, officially opened its doors on Sunday last at ENMORE Estate Road, East Coast Demerara. Proprietor for the business, Imran Ali, in remarks at the opening ceremony, said that his vision for the business has been years in the making.
This project that we commenced was way back in 2008. When we started this fence, this land, the size of this land is 562 by 82 width. When we started this fence in 2008, that was in February, we started this fence and we completed in December. And then we took a break. We took a break and we restarted back in September. A long break we started back in September 2020. That's when we started the building by itself. From 2020, September, to today, 2022, the 17th of July. Today was the last, actually, up to this morning, we've been wrapping up. Today, alhamdulillah, I'm very grateful and I'm very pleased to say that we have finished all construction and we can proud to say and to present to you the Guyanese people at large, Imran Shopping Complex.
The shopping complex is situated on 46,000 square feet of land and provides construction materials in addition to furniture, appliances, fixtures and fittings and services, almost all the household needs under one roof.
Our aim is for out here, customer come inside of here, when you steps into this building, your house should complete. You should have everything, from the smallest of item to the largest of item, from a grain of a sand to as long as a zinc, that's 25 feet.
Ali said that his business falls into place to meet the needs of the country, but he admitted that there is a need for much more large-scale businesses such as his.
We believe that this business fall fitted. We fall into place that will meet the needs and the demands for our customer and for the community at large and the country at large. I believe strongly that when doors will be open inside here, that this business alone here will not able to suffice the needs of the country.
Shane Marks, The Evening News.
The tender issued by the government for a company to manage the construction of the Gas to Shore project has attracted significant interest beyond Guyana's shores, with Natural Resources Minister Vikram Bharat noting that companies have been reaching out. More from Gerald Bryan.
The government had previously issued a tender for an international firm to manage the construction of the integrated NGL plant and the 300-megawatt power plant. In an interview with this newscast, Natural Resources Minister Vikram Bharat spoke about what the response has been like since the tender for the Gas to Shore project was issued. The minister said that the ideal company will be one that is very experienced in these kinds of projects.
We have advertised for a company to manage the project on behalf of the government of Guyana, PMC. That advertisement is out presently. We have also issued the RFP for the 9 shortlisted or the 9 pre-qualified companies that submitted expression of interest when we would have advertised initially for companies to design and build the power plant. So that will close off sometime in September. The closing date for the procurement of the company is in August. So we're hoping that we can attract companies with the kind of experience and the kind of expertise to manage a project of such magnitude.
He explained that this company will have the important role of acting on behalf of the government while interfacing with the contractor EXXONMOBIL. Besides seeking a firm to manage the construction of the project, The government had also issued requests for proposals a few weeks back to pre-qualified companies. The government is aiming to deliver gas by the end of 2024 for the power plant, while the NGL facility is slated to be online by 2025. Gerald Bryan, The Evening News.
EXXONMOBIL affiliate ESSO Exploration and Production Guyana Limited is currently seeking authorization from the Environmental Protection Agency for 35 exploration appraisal wells in the Stabroek Block. Here are the details from Amar Prasad.
According to EXxonMobil's Guyana's application, if all requisite approvals are granted, then the drilling of the wells is expected to start in 2023, third quarter, with the proposed drilling campaign coming to an end by the fourth quarter of 2028. It was explained that the process of drilling these wells will be very similar to the process followed during prior exploration drilling campaigns. According to the company, the wells will be drilled using any one of its 6 drill ships currently operational, and while the exact locations are still being finalized, there is a general location that has been identified. Meanwhile, the Environmental Protection Agency, in its screening report on the application, noted that the schedule for the drilling campaign is only a preliminary one and can be affected by new discoveries and external factors. It was noted that if the discoveries are found at particular locations, subsequent wells could be drilled in the vicinity of such locations to further assess the commerciality of the discoveries. In the EPA screening report, the agency explained that while any ill effects from the 35 exploration well project by itself can be mitigated, the number of similar activities that have already been carried out in the Stabroek Block may have significantly affected the environment. The agency therefore decided that an environmental impact assessment was needed to assess the project in the context of the other projects. The oil-rich Stabroek Block is 6.6 million acres. EXxonMobil has said it anticipates at least 6 projects offshore Guyana will be online by 2027. For the Evening News, Amar Prasad.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge is expected to be closed on Tuesday, July 19, 2022 at 22 hours for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Tuesday, July 19, 2022 at 8 hours 30 for a period of 1.5 hours.
Tickets for Hero CPL group games in Guyana go on sale from tomorrow, and 1,500 plus registered for swimming program. Details of these stories in the Sportcast, sponsored by Macorp, coming up on the other side of the break.
Supervet safety tips to help fight COVID-19. Practice regular washing of hands with soap and water or alcohol-based solution. Remember to always wear your mask whenever in public areas to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Clean and disinfect high-touch surfaces daily with soap and water or detergent. Practice physical distancing by staying at least 6 feet away from others. Supervet cares about you. Let's help keep each other safe.
Your child needs nutrients every day. ENFAGROW has DHA and iron, which supports your child's mental development. ENFAGROW has components which cow's milk does not contain. Support your toddler's growth and complement their diet with ENFAGROW. Let's fuel the wonder.
This product is not intended to be a substitute for breast milk. Mental development depends on various factors such as stimulation and adequate nutrition. Commercial cow's milk does not contain DHA but contains calcium and other nutrients.
It happens. Your septic tank is full. All the waste from your toilet goes into your septic tank through the sewage line. When your tank is full, the 2 most common indicators are an overflowing tank and an overflowing toilet. It is recommended that Sevon's Waste Management empty your septic tank every 2 to 3 years to avoid any embarrassment. And before you can say, shh, it's gone. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455 or 218-1156.
Looking for fresh, tender, and flavorful meat? Then check out Rossignol Butchery for steaks, burgers, sausages, minced meat, fish, and chicken. For a tasty, attractive cocktail, we have a wide variety of packaged deli meats and cheeses to decorate your platter. We also stock a wide assortment of canned goods, seasoning salt, sauces, and marinade, all in a highly hygienic, welcoming atmosphere with warm and welcoming staff to cater to all your needs. Rusignol Butchery. We meet your needs. 73 to 74 Church Street, Georgetown. Telephone number 223-0004.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Satco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store, located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rijnveld.
Ultra Lubricants, the leading lubricants for tropical conditions, has been serving you for over 40 years, extending the life cycle of your vehicle's engine by protecting it from wear and corrosion, removes impurities, and reducing frequent vehicle oil changes. Ultra Lubricants is for every market, from two-wheel light vehicle to trucks, construction, agriculture equipment, mining activities, and boating. Ultra Lubricants, world-class lubricants for tropical conditions. Distributed by Industrial Supply of Guyana, Inc., and available nationwide.